If you graduated with health informatics degree and you can't land a job, you're not alone. And it's probably not your resume that's holding you back. In this video, I'm gonna give you 3 specific reasons why most graduates struggle to find a job. And then one more reason, one bonus reason, that is worth sticking around for. Once you see all 4 of these reasons, you can fix every one of them in about roughly 6 to 8 weeks. Let's talk about them. The healthcare data job market in 2026 is harder than it should be for new graduates. And I know you guys have seen this, but most entry-level postings actually require 1 to 2 years of experience. And that's just a sad reality of most entry-level jobs these days. And AI is honestly making it tougher to find analyst work. Health informatics programs are good at teaching, but they're not always the best at preparing you for what hiring managers actually look at. So here are the 3 reasons that graduates can't land that first job and the specific fix for each of those. Here's reason number 1. You have a degree, but you don't have a portfolio. And this is honestly the biggest gap that I see. Hiring managers cannot verify your skill from a transcript alone. Job postings list out SQL, Python, Power BI, and Excel as required, and many of them note that academic, internship, or project-based experience is acceptable, but you have to actually have the projects. And surprisingly, a lot of graduates are showing up with neither. So here's the fix to that. Build 2 to 3 public projects on real healthcare data. CMS publishes massive open data sets. HCUP releases hospital discharge data. Mimic, which is a free accessible electronic health record dataset, is the gold standard for clinical analytics if you can complete the credentialing. And Kaggle is another one of my favorites for finding realistic patient and healthcare data. So pick one of these, build a SQL analysis, build a Power BI or Tableau dashboard, write a short README explaining the clinical question that you answered, and put it on a GitHub or Tableau public, and you'll instantly stand out. I'm gonna give you 2 specific projects to start off with. First, a Medicare readmissions dashboard. Pull CMS hospital data, build it in Power BI or Tableau, and write a short paragraph explaining which hospital types perform the best and why. For the second project, you can do an emergency department throughput analysis using HCUP data written in SQL with clear visuals of wait times and length of stay patterns. And I promise you guys, this doesn't take too long. Each of these takes only a weekend, and it's so worth your time. This is personally what I did, and it helped me break in as a clinical data analyst when I was first starting off. And both of these look very good in an interview because they answer a real operational question and not some boring generic one. Doing projects like these and showcasing them on your resume not only gives you something to talk about during the interviews, but it also makes you a much stronger candidate. Okay, reason number 2, you're applying for the wrong job titles. Don't just apply to health informatics analyst and healthcare data analyst. These are the most competitive, most senior leaning so-called entry roles in the field. Here are the adjacent job titles that you should be searching for. Reporting analyst at a hospital, clinical data specialist, health information technician. That job is actually BLS tracked and it's growing. Junior EHR analyst at smaller community hospitals, junior Epic analyst, operations analyst at a payer, quality reporting analyst, population health analyst, junior analyst at a health tech vendor. Each of these is functionally an entry-level role, but the title doesn't carry the word analyst in the brand name sense. So the applicant pool is thinner and the bar is much lower. So you have a much better chance of actually getting into one of those. So here's the fix of problem number 2. Make a list of at least 8 to 10 adjacent role titles. Search those instead. And here's another thing to keep in mind. Smaller and rural hospitals consistently hire entry levels faster than the big academic medical centers. There's less competition, there's friendlier applicant pools, and they value generalists. Health tech vendors are the other entry door, and companies that sell software or analytics to hospitals hire graduates aggressively because they need people who can ramp on the product side. Search up implementation analyst or customer success analyst at the mid-market vendors. That's a solid entry door, and a lot of graduates are overlooking these. Reason number 3, you can speak data, but you can't speak healthcare. And this is one of the things that many people are overlooking, because technical skills are not the only thing that matter. Health informatics programs will do a good job at teaching you about all of these tools, but there's probably some of them that don't teach you exactly how a hospital actually runs. So let's say, for example, that a graduate sits down in an interview, they write a beautiful query, they know all their technical tools and all that good stuff. But then they get asked some basic healthcare questions. And if they freeze up, that's not gonna be a good look. And the hiring manager is probably going to overlook you after that. And this entire claim is backed up by evidence too, because according to a published analysis of health informatics job postings in PMC, about 41% of these rules explicitly require clinical information systems knowledge. So here's the fix to this problem. Take some time to learn about healthcare. Spend about 4 to 6 weeks on operational fluency. Take some time to learn what ADT messages do. ADT is admit, discharge, and transfer. Also take some time to learn HL7 and FHIR at the conceptual level and read the basics of revenue cycle management and denials. Also be able to talk about throughput, length of stay, prior authorization, and learn about EHRs too. And thankfully, there's a lot of free resources where you can learn online. You can learn a lot through the Healthcare Financial Management Association, which is HFMA. They publish free intro articles on revenue cycle. Becker's Hospital Review is also another good one. They cover daily operational news, and reading it for 2 weeks will catch you up on how the business actually runs. The official HL7 FHIR documentation is free, and the basics are readable in a few hours. And another one, the American Hospital Association Glossary, explains every healthcare term that you'll hear in interviews. And none of this requires a class or a certification. And let's be honest here, there's probably not a lot of graduates putting in that extra time, which is exactly why the few who do stand out the moment that they sit down for the interview. And here's the bonus reason. Do not, under any circumstances, wait until graduation to start applying for jobs. That's already way too late. And the strongest entry-level hires that I see are the ones who started networking, building portfolio projects, and applying for internships or contract roles several months before graduation. By the time their classmates are submitting cold applications, they've already had a couple of real conversations with people in the field, and at least one of those usually turns into a job offer. If you're still in school, trust me, you're gonna wanna start applying now. I recommend reaching out to the people in roles that you actually want directly on LinkedIn with a short 3-line message asking for a 10 to 15 minute conversation. That's it. Keep it simple. Do not be desperate and ask for the job. That's the wrong way to go about it. Just be curious and show genuine interest about their work. And realistically, a small percentage will say yes, and that's all you need. It's really a numbers game. It definitely takes work and it takes time, but networking and building real conversations definitely has more leverage than just doing cold applications. All right, guys, let's do a recap here. Number 1 is having no portfolio. You're gonna fix this with 2 to 3 public projects on CMS, HCUP, Mimic, or Kaggle data. Number 2 is wrong job titles. Apply to 8 or 10 adjacent role names at smaller hospitals, payers, and even vendors. Number 3 is no clinical context. Spend 4 to 6 weeks getting fluent in how hospitals actually function using free resources like HFMA, Becker's, and the AHA Glossary. And of course the bonus, start applying before you graduate. I can't say that enough. And lean on direct conversations over cold applications. Do all 4 of these and you'll no doubt stand out more and increase your chances of getting hired. Alright guys, if this video was useful, hit the subscribe button. It would mean so much to me. And if you're new on this channel, I cover health informatics, healthcare analytics, and AI in healthcare. And the goal is to help you move up or break into the field. And if you want my deeper takes that don't fit in a video, join my free newsletter. Every post is built to help you upskill, level up, and stay ahead. My name is Sharif. This is Informatics, and I'll catch you in the next video.